Randy Miller and Michael Seward on randymillerradio.com.
People say the blues is just a good man feeling bad. I don't know about you, that's not the kind of blues I have. I'm a bad man. Woo! I'm feeling good.
We are feeling good.
Feeling good.
Bad man. Let's get that
Understood. Let's get it understood. Welcome in a brand new episode of Randy Miller Radio with myself, Randy Miller, and Michael Seward. How are you, Michael?
Hello.
How are you?
Man, good. It's good to be home.
It is good to be home. I know. I've been on the road. You've been on the road.
I think we last were here 6 months ago, 10 months ago,
6 years ago. 6 years ago. We had that was our past show. But it is good to be back because I'm just coming back from my oldest daughter's wedding.
Let
Charlesy.
the bells ring out across the land, Randy.
Yes.
Let them ring.
Please don't let them ring because I'll have to pay for that.
Oh, but this is the Charles C. Miller that all of your fans from a long time ago heard at like knee high on the radio.
The first thing she did on the radio was she would sing the jingles and people would have to try to guess what she was saying. She could barely talk. And a lot of people know her, and then she's doing her own music. We've had her on the show. We had this show. And so I think I deserved to tell everybody what she was up to. And she has brought this guy into her and his entire family. That's the other thing that we found out. When your daughter gets married, because we haven't had that happen, when your daughter gets married, you don't just get the guy, right? Gabriel Pollock, excellent.
Awesome. I met him at Fort Lauderdale together, Riptide Festival.
Okay.
You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. I loved Gabriel right out of the gate.
Let me just tell you, his dad referenced that, or somebody referenced it at the wedding in a toast, because you talk about diving in. They had known each other for 2 weeks.
I did not know that.
They had known each other for 2 weeks. He travels to Fort Lauderdale to stay with all of us.
Risky business. Risky business.
Hey, I wouldn't do it. That's a confident young man. That's a confident young man.
Just all you. It's me and Charles's good buddy from Sweden,
Martin. Yes, Martin was at the wedding, as a matter of fact.
Oh, great.
Says to tell you hello. We had a little Martin and Charles had a little backyard concert a couple of nights before the wedding, so that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool.
So when you get married to this guy,
now you've got the family.
You married the family.
So we got out there a week before the wedding. Myself, my wife Renee, our daughter Maddie, who was the maid of honor, did a great job, and so we get out there, and their family gets there. The Pollock family gets there the same day. So then they're like days before the wedding where you're expected to all get together. Now, we had already met Gabriel's dad, Fred. Fred's a problem.
Yeah.
Fred, if you're watching, you're a problem, Fred. Because I think Fred is a little too much like this guy.
Oh, wow.
And so anyway, Fred's a great guy. The whole family's great. And we just had a great time with them. But just to give you an idea about Fred. So Fred, Gabriel comes to me like he comes to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. Where chicken spaghetti began. You talk to me. So,
does he sound anything like that?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, really?
No, he really doesn't.
Okay.
No, he talks like this. Hi, Randy.
Really?
No. So, but anyway, Gabriel comes to me and says, "Well, did you know anything about like raising the objection?" And I said, "Huh?" And he goes, "My dad keeps saying that either you or he." When we say, are there any objections, either one of you are going to have one. And I said, no.
Said who?
No.
Never.
And he goes,
that was awkward.
I said, he goes, well, just to make sure we're not going to include that in the wedding. I said, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Who's going to object?
Yeah. Don't need to mention it.
I would love to know.
You would have objected before the wedding, right? If there's an objection.
Right.
I'm not showing up.
Right.
I didn't spend the gazillion dollars on the hotel.
Yeah, right.
It's too late now.
It's too late for me to object.
Yeah.
But no, but that's just this kind of being a funny guy, you know.
that is a funny thing.
It is. And kind of
he beat you to the punch, actually.
Kind of. He wants to kind of keep them on edge the week of the wedding. No, you don't do that. Yeah, I know Charles C. On edge is not a good place for her, especially the week before the wedding.
That's the thing you kind of have to remember. It's Charles C's day. Right. It's Gabriel's day. Right. All the energy, everything has to go towards them.
Yes.
If it's not towards them, you keep it out.
Not toward objecting. No.
That's a no-go.
I did.
Oh, here we go.
Well, no, I did tell Charles because she's in a vulnerable state.
Oh.
I said, now I'm probably going to do 5 or 6 Redneck the Magnificent deals at the wedding. And she goes, very nervously, Are you really? And I said, no, I'm not. I'm not. There may have been a couple more. But
here's the thing. Everybody's learned by now. Anybody that follows Randy Miller Radio, you can't control Randy.
Right.
So if you're going to do Redneck Magnificent, you probably are just going to do it.
And I said, no, of course I'm not. She goes, well, Dad, I never know. And I said, right.
Charles C's a saint. And Maddie.
They're all. Oh, my gosh.
So it went great. You stayed at this gorgeous. I saw this Houdini
estate. It's called the Houdini Estate. It is magical. It is beautiful. I mean, I don't know how many acres, 30, 50 acres of just flora and fauna and creeks and hidden compartments. And apparently this is where Harry Houdini practiced magic. And
hence the ball and chain.
Hence everything Houdini there. Yeah, they got so many. Oh, sorry, boy, there you go. Oh, there you go. I think they actually do something with that, though.
Really?
Yeah, they have a place where you can stick your arms in and act like you're bound up.
Yeah.
Those are, or if you are bound up, they got restrooms.
But it's not Longview Farms having a wedding out there, is it? It's a little.
Well, I mean, Longview Farms is nice, you know. It's tough to find that kind of acreage in Los Angeles. This was in Laurel Canyon. It was on Laurel Canyon Road. Very fabled, very storied, a very musician-influenced area. Just a hippie place for many years. Joni Mitchell, Jackson Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Crosby, Stills and Nash, the Eagles.
Janis Joplin.
Linda Ronstadt. Yeah, Bob Dylan. They just all kind of cultivated right there. And I mean, it was just a dreamlike deal. It was just a dreamlike deal. You know, and I had to deliver each dad had to deliver a prayer, and at the beginning of the ceremony.
Okay, well that's nice.
It's nice. Charles C. asked me.
I'd be happy to do the prayer.
Yeah, me too. And Charles C. said, "Dad, you know, it'd be nice if it rhymed." And I go, okay, well, let me write that one down.
Did you let her know that, ironically, it's great because all your prayers rhyme?
Now I lay me down to sleep.
God is good. God is great. Let's eat. J.J. Walker. Oh, my.
That's right. But no, so she told me as far enough in advance that I was able to craft something. And
2 minutes.
And he ran. And then Fred again wants to know how long my prayer is going to be because he wants his prayer to be exactly the same length. And now I'm thinking, what's going on here? Yeah. So I told him a fake time.
Yeah, of course. I'm thinking 60 seconds.
His might have been 45. But it was great. And then we did a toast. after the wedding. And that was
the toast would be trickier, right?
The toast is trickier.
I'd sweat with the toast a little bit.
I actually started my toast off, and I'll just tell you this part, with a quote by Oscar Wilde. Do you know who Oscar Wilde is?
I should know. I know the name Oscar Wilde, but it's not ringing a bell.
Do you know Oscar Wilde,
Andy? With an E on the end.
Famous playwright, Oscar Wilde. And he had a great quote. He said, "Some people bring happiness wherever they go. Some people bring happiness whenever they go." And I said, "You know who you are." And that was my beginning of my toast. So then it just went on for, I don't know, an hour.
One intermission.
Yeah, you only get one shot.
That's
Father
right.
of the bride.
That's right.
But it's great. It was fantastic. And they're on some kind of a dream honeymoon right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I keep asking Charles, why are you living my life?
Exactly. Living all of our lives. Oh,
yes.
Man. And her husband is such an intriguing, interesting guy. Some of the things I remember was early on, his dad, I thought, would even send him off to maybe he's living in Guatemala at age 15 or really an interesting childhood, I recall.
He practiced medicine. He's an anesthesiologist. So he went to, I want to say Vietnam for a while, and just on these, missions, and just that's kind of where his heart is. And they wrote their own vows. Oh, don't get me started. I mean, they're both very creative people, and man, I mean, not a dry eye in the play. I mean, they were like guys that I have known for. Bill Rush, who we've known for, years and years. Big guy, just blubbering. I mean, it was
really?
it was great. It was
very
great.
special. Well, congrats,
Yeah. Well,
Charles
thanks.
Lee and
Thank
Gabriel
you.
and Miller family
Yeah, and the Pollock family,
and the Pollocks,
who I'm sure will be forced to vacation with. So, who will get to vacation with?
No, you said that right.
But man, what an experience. What an experience. Great. Okay, let's turn our attention now to Lone Jack, Missouri. Or better yet, Jackson County, Missouri. I know you guys probably have the app Nextdoor. Mm-hmm. And it covers about, if you don't know what it is, it's basically put in place for several zip codes around the same area, and to get some news out about, I've lost my dog. Or
it's kind of like the Ring app. They have something similar. You have a circumference, a radius.
Yeah, right.
And 5 miles. What's going on?
That's exactly
all
it.
topics.
Right. Yeah, and it's, very helpful sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes really not. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, I love it. I just love to read it because it can start out with something so innocent and so innocuous, and then just develop into this hatred, and it goes down a rabbit hole so quickly.
From a cute kitten on the step to one big hairball.
Oh, okay. So I printed out one thread. This is one thread on the Nextdoor app in Johnson County where I live, okay? Which also scares you when you start reading these, because you go, these people are close to me.
Literally your next door.
They really
neighbor.
Sometimes are.
And so I haven't read any of this. You just plop some of it in front of me, Randy.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take one at a time on this thread, back and forth, and we're just going to say the first name, and kind of.
Okay.
We don't even have to say where they're from. We'll just say the first name. These are actual submissions on this thread from Nextdoor.
So like when they say you cannot make this up, you didn't.
No. You can, and you cannot. I read one the other day where they wanted Jackson County to secede from the state.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
And I doubt they were either.
No, they were not. They were not. Apparently, there's a provision in the state constitution that says if you have 100 people sign a petition, you can secede from the state and create your own county.
Brad Paisley says everybody's cooler online. In this case, everyone's tough talking online, it sounds like.
Yeah, they are. Mm. All right, we're going to start with Karen. Not that Karen, just Karen. Don't go to Dairy Queen on 7 Highway today. They are slow as heck. I wanted a Butterfinger Blizzard, have been sitting here for what seems like 30 minutes.
And then Alicia replies, it takes forever anymore. Forever.
And Dory pipes up with...
Did I read that okay, Randy?
You did great. Dory pipes up with... Or it's because people have become rude as hell and entitled and will treat fast food workers like garbage, and people don't want to deal with that shit anymore. I used to work in fast food, got yelled at so much, had food thrown at me, etc. People want to complain about them wanting to be paid a bit more, then turn around and scream at them if pickles were left off their burger.
And this is Dory too. So maybe this is a continuation, Randy. She's not done yet. No one wants to work in fast food anymore, I guess. It used to be teenagers and college kids worked at FF, whatever that. But now they expect to get paid too much money for entry-level jobs. And all kinds of emojis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They go crazy with it. Cassie says, I never treat workers rudely. I wasn't brought up that way.
Okay, now I got Casey Beers. Is this a different thread or the same thread?
Same thread.
How did she get in here like this? So Karen's now like, I didn't say you do. I'm speaking in general.
And then Dory comes back with, at Cassie. I don't understand the at.
And then Dory.
Well, no, I was just explaining. Cassie, there has always been rude people in every line of work. They can't sit around waiting for the perfect job where no one is rude and everyone that comes in is all happy and kind. Those jobs do not exist.
Dory says, who says they're waiting around? They went and found something better. That's what they did.
And then Dory still says, at Karen, we don't either.
And then Dory's not done yet. At Danelle, okay, how old are you?
And Danielle says, at Cassie, I am Team Cassie. Because sometimes they'll pick a person to support. Mm-hmm.
Dory H. hops in here. In this little line, several sentences, there's some, all caps, Randy. I'm going to try to do the all caps justice, but
let's hear it.
There's some heat coming out.
Let's hear
at
it.
Cassie Yet. You were the one who argued with me first. They say the customer's always right. I know that. Guess what? I work in the healthcare field and patients act like that. They're always right. They have to learn to deal with all people in every job. Unfortunately, we all have to learn how to deal with mean, crappy a-holes in whatever job we're doing. There are always very nice, pleasant, wonderful people who are customers or patients too. Goodbye. Oh, those are all caps.
Again, these are real. Okay, Dory comes back. I love Dory right now, actually. Except for her ats. At Cassie, who says they did? Did you know them?
And then Kathy says, I was there one time in the evening and they were very busy, so I ended up leaving and was never even acknowledged. However, I've been back a couple of times since then in the middle of the day and was served promptly. There were only 2 people working that busy evening.
And then Danielle says, at Dory, old enough to know you sound entitled.
TJ says, that DQ is one of the worst I've ever seen. Good luck.
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
I mean, what do you mean
Good luck.
I mean,
Good
trying
luck.
to get that peanut butter parfait or dilly bar. I mean, these people are having a meltdown.
Literally.
Literally.
Cassie says, Dory, did you read any previous comments? Doesn't sound like it. I know plenty of people who worked in fast food, and they all agree that the customers are always right statement is a bunch of bull duty. You're asking how old people are, and yet here you are arguing on the internet for no rhyme or reason. I hope you have the most fantastic weekend, though.
That's kind of like down south. Well, bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
And then Jenny just kind of smooths it out.
Good.
I have always had a quick and friendly experience at this location. My son and I visit frequently.
Well, we got another good one from Pam. Thankfully, since I love their soft serve chocolate ice cream, I've never experienced an unduly long wait, only if there's a long line of cars. In the 30 years that I've been going there, lucky me. No, let me just examine that one just a little bit. Thankfully, since I love their soft serve chocolate ice cream, I've never experienced an unduly long. So apparently, if you love their soft serve ice cream, you get it right away.
Yeah.
I mean, do you hold up a sign for that?
Yeah. I mean, obviously what some of the other folks are doing is
I love the ice
the
cream.
other people must be ordering a personalized ice cream cake, Randy. And the new Dairy Queen pizza.
Yeah, right.
Who's getting the royal treatment?
We hate your ice cream. Bring it fast.
No, somebody didn't say that. You made that.
No, I just made that up.
Yeah.
No, but you have another one?
No, I'm out.
Oh,
I'm
you're out.
Yeah.
All right. So I got two more. Derek says, I think Derek is like the only guy so far.
Is he the manager there? No.
Could be. But Derek comes in with a very solid approach here.
Okay. Sound.
It's a toss-up at this DQ. The turnover rate must be very high here. I've gotten great and fast service, friendly staff here sometimes, and other times I pulled out of line and left because the wait time was so long, or they don't have what I wanted to order available. There's always different individuals working the drive-through when I go through at lunchtime.
Oh, don't you hate that when there's a new person, Randy?
A few years ago and prior to that, I never had any problems here.
Yeah.
And then Tammy sums it up by saying, if you want something bad enough, you'll wait. Really,
point.
Tammy? That's the only one I know in the area and been going there since 94. Is it slow at times? Yes. And other establishments are as well. Eat that.
Eat that. I went to get ice cream last night with Kelly. Kelly's like, let's grab a little ice cream.
Did you?
So we looked at a few places. They were closed already. We ended up going over to Andy's by us. It is, back to their point though, it is wrapped around the building outside because you're like, let's stand in
tell me
line.
about it.
Or you're in the drive-through.
Oh, I'm sorry,
around
Mr.
for
Privileged.
days. We ended up, I guess we'll just go to Freddy's. They have little Sundays there. We go to Freddy's, and I'm like, Kelly, let's go eat inside. She's like, last time we went in there, it was so sticky, the floors. and I thought, should we get on?
Yeah, you should. You can tell Kelly.
There are some serious problems.
Okay, I mean, that's one threat.
Those were warranted.
That's one
in that case, right?
Well, of course. Yeah, we read the one that was warranted, but I mean, and I want to make that. I want to start making that a regular feature of the show because I just love that it's so ridiculous. You know.
I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do, Randy. Because here's the thing: I follow a lot of Chiefs pages.
Now, once in a while, I'll jump on there.
Oh well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll just
save some of those in the future.
Yeah, just to stir the pot. Just
antagonize her.
I know. I'll jump on and I'll agree with somebody. I'll go, you know what? Dory is 1,000% right, and that's all you have to say. That's all you have to say. That's all you have to say. And then it's like, man, it's
Mine is there's so many couch coaches that are just way better than our Chiefs guys could ever be. Brett Veach, all these guys that come on, like, why are we recruiting that guy?
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
oh
come
yeah. Well,
on.
sure.
Come
right.
on.
Yeah, because they know best.
They know best.
They know best. Speaking of Kelly, you guys had kind of a cool trip.
We did. We kind of snuck out of town for a little getaway. A friend of hers had suggested we try.
Is it turpentine or turpentine?
I don't know.
Okay.
I never asked.
Seriously?
No, I really don't know. Andy, do you know? Anyway. Yeah, so we went down.
Andy, you know if it's turpentine or turpentine?
Okay. Whatever you want to call it.
I guess if we just called them, they would answer the phone.
They might, or they may not. They're outside. But what a fun getaway for 3.5 hours from Kansas City.
Eureka Springs?
Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
Right. Been there.
Okay. But where you may not have been is there's the Turpentine Wildlife Refuge.
That looks so cool.
They have campgrounds, indoor plumbing, which you and I both like. A good bathroom situation.
Yes.
We've said that many times.
As a guy who just traveled on 2 airplanes, yes.
And they have one treehouse on their property.
And you guys stayed there.
And we stayed there.
You showed me the pictures of that, man. That was
It's incredible.
so cool.
You're literally 20 feet from 2 awesome tigers. So you're there with them all night. You pretty much had the park to ourselves.
That's cool.
And so we're staying in this great treehouse. I don't need to get in the weeds too much, but it's $200 a night. But here's the thing. If you go as a guest, it's $30 a person to get in. Well, that $60 for Kelly and I goes towards the treehouse. Well, that's $100.
Oh.
That's nothing.
That's nothing for you. Yeah, that's a
We
great
had
deal.
Such a great time. And these are cats.
That's so cool. And you could see them right outside your treehouse window.
Oh, you're hearing them.
All right, what do we got? We got cats.
You got lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my.
Okay.
You
Really?
do. Yeah. You got all kinds of cats. You got like pumas, sphinx, different kinds of. Did I say that right? I don't know. A number of tigers, but I think they said 6 of them came from Joe Exotic.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
he was Arkansas, right?
I don't remember Arkansas,
right?
Oklahoma. I don't remember.
Oh, it might have been
Might have been Oklahoma, I think. And also Carol Baskin now is getting out of that business, and she's just going to get into conservation. And so they're going to acquire some of those cats, but they don't allow petting or anything. It's all they're whatever.
I hope they don't allow petting.
Yeah, I mean, so that's not what they're about. But a lot of them were inbred.
Kitty.
These were all grown up in captivity, and they've had horrible backstories.
Oh wow! So they raised them in cafeterias, and then
Lunch Ladyland.
Did I ever tell you about
Tyson Chicken is where they get all the food, and it's grade A, FDA regulated Tyson Chicken.
Oh wow, that's cool.
They eat better probably than we did while we were down there.
Right.
But yeah, so we did that.
That's so cool.
Okay, so moving on from that.
I love the treehouse.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then we ended up at the Grand Central Hotel in Eureka downtown.
Yeah.
While it is, I understand, sold out this weekend, we went during the week.
Right. Which you should go.
Yeah, that's the time to go.
Yeah.
We literally, kind of like the Wildlife Refuge, we had the entire hotel to ourselves.
That's a big
We
hotel.
parked in the one spot closest to the front door.
Yeah.
Several rooms, several layers. And for whatever reason, I don't know if housekeeping, because they're understaffed. There's not even a staff person in that hotel.
Housekeeping.
Right. All the rooms were open. We explored the entire hotel. It's incredible.
What a time to go.
Yeah.
And
the little Table Rock boating.
Did you do the bath deals?
Yeah. So, I mean, in our room, they had a big jacuzzi.
No, I mean, did you go to like a bathhouse?
Hot Springs, we did not.
We went to Hot Springs and Eureka Springs. I was a little more impressed with Hot Springs, to be honest with you, just because they had so much going on in terms of their history, their mob history.
So we messed up.
No,
it sounds like we really screwed up.
You get another trip. Okay. But we get there and I mean, it's like you're stepping back in time, you know. And we camped there, but then we had you can go into these bathhouses.
Natural hot springs.
Yeah. And they put you in these bathtubs and they see it all. They see it all. There's no
What are you talking about?
There's no modesty that. Oh no. Do you get assigned? I got assigned my guy, who I think worked there. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
But they.
Everybody's just professional. Is that what you're saying, or not?
Yeah. No, it's very. But no, that's it's a cool state, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I want to say 89% natural forest, the entire state. Did you know that?
Well, I knew the Crescent Hotel that I guess you've stayed at.
Yeah, well, we just had
sorry, you had dinner there. Lovely.
that was
What it was developed because of the hot springs healing power, and it
I didn't know that.
It became a
the healing
national-
power formed the hotel.
of the Eureka Springs of the hot springs.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a
Okay.
creepy story with Crescent Hotel. A guy that supposedly cured cancer, but he was not curing cancer at all. He was making them sick, and it was
Oh,
terrible.
really?
Yeah. So I don't know that I'd want to stay there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But you did the ghost tour.
We did do the ghost tour. That was
Yeah.
pretty creepy.
Yeah.
But- and I'm not really a ghost tour
I'm not
guy.
really. I interviewed a guy the other day
Yeah.
for the National Defense that does. He's one of the guys on the show, like Ghost Hunter,
Okay.
or is it Ghost Hunter, Andy? What is it? Okay. And I've never seen the show, but he's telling me about a deal that they did in Lake Mead. You know where Lake Mead is?
I don't.
Right outside Las Vegas.
Okay.
And he said it was some weird stuff. They also observed some shape-shifting animals. That's what the
I
guy.
bet they did.
Well, serious. Yeah. And we'll talk about that in a second. Stay tuned.
Got your traditions, man. Token. Not token.
Just another. One token. So
there was that. Well, this guy, by the way, is like, please take many pictures when we're going through this tour of the mirrors and things like that. Take lots of them. And we see it all the time where people are seeing images that they didn't see when they took it. Send those in to us. There's times people are standing here and all of a sudden you feel somebody, brace your hair, Randy. They're here, goes. And then
were you at the edge of hell?
I felt like it at times.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I was like, my wife, Kelly, does a lot of whatever, graphic arts, things like that.
Oh, she loves people touching her.
Right. No. Anyway, I told her, I was like, we really should send some pictures in, some photos.
You should.
I was like, could you imagine
You
us?
should.
Listen, Randy, I want to send a picture of one of the mirrors. And, she's like, it's so
Bigfoot.
They have these caricatures that somebody drew of the people that were there once before, and she's like, isn't it ironic that all the characters are exactly who's in the mirror?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, let's take it a step up or down.
Right.
I want to send a picture of the
Right.
mirror and literally have a faded, transparent, literally Casper the Ghost
Ooh.
or Scooby with the white thing in the mirror in the background.
I would love to have. You should send in a picture of Walt Chambers.
Oh,
just in the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
the
would
legend.
that be? Oh my gosh.
Woo.
I like mine.
How you doing, Walt?
I like mine single Walt Scotch.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. So let's talk about music for a little bit because this primarily is a music show.
We've had some incredible guests on. I've dabbled a little bit on this show musically.
Absolutely.
Should I see if it's in the studio?
No,
by Cajon?
that's all right.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right.
But yeah, so I got the opportunity the other day through Andy Occidental, who owns the studio and who graciously, when he's not here, lets us use it. And that's so nice of him, I think. I mean, he doesn't know it. But anyway,
it's nice that you have a key,
well,
so to speak.
so Andy introduced me to this man who was the drummer for a group from Missouri called Brewer and Shipley.
Yep.
One took over the line, sweet Jesus. One took. Now I was so happy to meet him. His name's Gary.
Okay.
And I'm so happy to meet him. And but then it just, man, I just like became obsessed with One Toke Over the Line. I had to research it and find out all about it. And apparently when that song came out, I want to say it's 1971.
That sounds right.
When that song came out, the FCC, did you see that?
No, but I thought we were going to have him in the studio tonight.
We were going to have him.
Maybe we'll have him in the future.
Yes,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I looked up a little bit too, so I'm excited to hear what you think about it. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun story.
It is a fun story because these guys are from Missouri, first of all. Brewer and Shipley. And,
Mike Brewer,
Mike Brewer.
Tom Shipley.
Thank you. Yeah. And when you have one of those things they call it a one-hit wonder kind of a deal.
They hit number 10, I think, in the United States.
Yeah, it was huge.
In
huge.
Canada, New Zealand, a few places, it was number 7.
Yeah. I mean, it was, worldwide, huge hit. And it came about as kind of an accidental thing because was it Tom?
I couldn't tell you which one.
Okay. I think it was Tom that went to Mike on one of an evening that they're going to perform.
Well, they're in a coffee shop, I thought I heard. A coffee shop, and they're in a dressing room, which I didn't understand that.
Right.
And they're, okay, so you correct me if you've heard something different. This is all allegedly, but they're working on this. But I thought a guy had just given him like a brick of pot or something.
No. So Tom goes in to Mike.
Okay.
They're getting ready to perform, and he goes, "Man, I am one toke over the line." And Mike was like, "Oh, I'm gonna write a song about that." And that's what I read.
Okay. So what I read was they used to just tinker around. This is just for them.
Sure.
Just playing for themselves.
Right.
And that a guy that sold him this brick of pot or something like that said just 2 tokes. And he
really?
took 3 tokes.
It's always that third toke, man.
And they were just kind of playing the guitars for themselves. And the next day they're like, do you remember what we were playing last night? Any chance? Probably not. But they did remember it. And it was he took 3 tokes,
wow.
1 toke over the line. And they're like, it was just fun. It wasn't trying to do anything serious. We didn't think it'd be anything.
So here's what I'm wondering. So sitting down downtown at the railway station, is that Union Station? Mm-hmm. That's a question I have because they wrote it here, right? But so the FCC
and Mary's in it. Is that Mary Jane? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So about the FCC,
there are other cities that have people named Mary. So anyway, I said, is this something that? Because I want to explore all of it because the FCC came out and they said after that song. Mm-hmm. They had some kind of a big edict that said any song that encourages any type of, I don't know, consumption or
drug use of any kind,
is banned.
Mm-hmm.
So a few stations that were playing the song dropped it immediately. A bunch of stations played it about every hour.
There's the Randy Miller side.
Exactly. And I'm talking to my wife about this, and she goes, "You would have done a parody song and had so many different things to one something over the line." I said, "Absolutely, I would." But now you had one that was perfect for me.
Oh yeah, with your whole story, we got it. Maybe we still do it.
Yeah,
it's Randy's one joke. Over the line.
Because that's all it ever took. One joke over the line.
All the cities. San Diego, one joke. We got to do that. Okay, so what I understand is maybe they're in Europe doing some tour or something like that. Meanwhile, I think President Nixon is like banning that song. You cannot play that song. He's like, they were like, but we hit a home run.
Nixon banned it?
I thought so. Or something. Nixon had something to say about that song. Drug abuse stuff or whatever. But they're like, they couldn't even believe it. What are the odds? In fact, they'd heard a little bit and they're like, that can't be true. But I actually watched it on the way to the studio, before coming to the studio. The Lawrence Welk Show had 2 people. They had a guy and a girl.
They did not.
Gary and Mary, something like that. They performed One Toke Over the Line.
We got to find that.
Check that out, 1971 or 72, somewhere in there. And they're like the hilarious. The hilarious thing about it, Randy, is they don't even know what they're singing. They're like, this is a spiritual number. because of sweet Jesus, one toke. They're like, are you kidding? They're like, that song.
I do think I remember that.
Lawrence Welk saved us from President Nixon, essentially. And then it went kaboom.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Lawrence Welk.
Oh my gosh.
There you heard a modern spiritual by Gale and Dale.
One toke over the line, sweet Jesus, one toke over the line. Sitting downtown in a railway station, one toke over the line. Waiting for the train that goes home, sweet Mary, hoping that the train is on time. Sitting downtown in a railway station, one toke over the line.
You think about shows like that, and you think about the Beverly Hillbillies, and, you know, Miss Jane.
Andy Griffith.
Miss Jane, bless her heart, was just never, you know. I mean, you had your favorites. I mean, you had Ellie Mae.
Did I?
Did you? We had Ellie Mae at Q104 one time. She rode in the St. Patrick's Day parade with us in a Mercedes that caught fire halfway through.
This is Mary Ann of Gilligan's Island.
No, well, oh yeah, that's right, Mary Ann. But Ellie Mae came in for a kind of a similar.
Okay.
Nothing ever worked out with people that came in, but
Donny Eisman was not happy with
Donny
you.
Eisman, no. But no, Miss Jane was just. I mean, Mr. Drysdale wasn't attracted to her. Jethro wasn't, and Jethro was attracted to anybody, right?
Does it make sense?
It doesn't make sense. And Dash Riprock, remember that guy?
No.
That was Ellie Mae's boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a Hollywood movie star, and he also had a thing with Granny. What you cooking for victuals, Granny? What you cooking for victuals, Granny? What you cooking for? Let me take a peek in my pot. That's a song we played. I have an actual album of the Beverly Hillbillies
That's good.
with songs like that, and I guess it sold pretty well. But
Well, and you are also, one of your favorite shows was Andy Griffith, right?
I love Andy Griffith.
So why am I reading some stuff recently about Andy? He's married,
Right.
but he's a sheriff in town.
Right. Is he dallying?
He's dallying a little bit.
Is he?
I was a little surprised to hear that he had a lot going on the side.
Really? Mm-hmm. Now, see, I have heard about Andy Griffith that he's could be a mean guy that, on the set, that he kind of commanded the deal. But I hadn't heard that. Wow.
Allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly.
Right. I don't think
I wasn't there.
lawsuit.
I don't know. When I get close to Randy, I like to say words, little legal.
I know,
whatnots.
that's true. Put the disclaimer in there. But, hey, Andy Griffith, good-looking guy. Who are the good-looking guys of old TV? You ready? I'm going to say one right now.
Yeah.
Maverick.
We're not talking about Top Gun either.
No.
Well, I mean, obviously all the ladies were crazy about Bosley and Charlie's Angels. Was that just to set all the other girls up to how beautiful they were by having a Bosley there?
I think so. Just a Bosley.
Yeah.
Don't be such a Bosley. And then you got, you got Tom Selleck. I mean, that guy, he rode that for a long time with his mustache.
You got, who's the guy in Baywatch? Maybe we're not going back far enough.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
That guy.
Lee Majors. He was a stud.
Lee
Farrah
Majors.
Fawcett,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
$6 Million Man.
No, who's the guy in Baywatch?
Who was that guy?
Anywho, Kelly and I just happened to be on TV.
Who was that guy?
We flipped it on. I don't even know if Kelly'd ever seen one. We watched it. We took about 10 minutes of it. There's no script, anything. It was the silliest
Patrick Swayze. I mean, that's not going.
Yeah.
That's not going away. Oh, Knight Rider guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But who was
Him.
Lee Majors.
Lee Majors. He was a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to $1 Million Man figurine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you think about all those guys that just kind of rode that for all their career, and good for them.
Rockford Files, who's that?
That's James Garner. That's what I was talking about, Maverick.
Okay, yeah. James Garner. Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff, of course.
And you can't leave out Benny Hill.
Good point. Good point. The dashing. I'll bet you we could get David Hasselhoff on this show. You think?
Man, I guarantee you could with all the people you have going on. You're heading out soon.
I am.
To where? For Netflix?
New York City.
Start spreading.
Yeah, we're going to go to.
Who are you talking to this time?
Just me.
Randy. It's never we on these
It's never
Netflix excursions you have.
No, well, the last one wasn't Netflix. That was, what was that?
Oh, John Wick.
Yeah, that was Universal. Universal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Netflix is taking me out to New York.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu is on. It's fantastic.
Who do you got this time?
Who do we have?
Oh, Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Is that right? Yeah.
Guy is a stud. I mean, you talk about good-looking guys from TV and movies, right?
Yeah.
How old do you think Chris Hemsworth is?
I'm just going to guess 34.
39.
Man, he's in shape. He's in shape. You know, goals.
I bet he works.
Maybe you and
I bet he works out.
Maybe you and I consider. Hey, here's a new.
I bet he works out.
Here's one I don't think you've heard.
That's a question I'm going to ask him. I'm going to go, do you work out?
I've got one for you. Did you hear about the superhero with the lisp that likes to work out all the time?
No.
Heath Thor. Sorry, that's a Thor joke.
That's actually so dumb that I might ask him that.
That's terrible.
Was he Thor?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Thor.
So Extraction 2 is coming out. Extraction 2 is coming out soon. You remember the original Extraction? This is the second Extraction.
Is it like a dental office
I
extraction?
don't know. I don't know
hope it's
exactly
not.
what. Extraction 2 is coming out. You remember Extraction and how you enjoyed it. Oh, you're about to be extracted again with Extraction 2.
Is Randy on camera too? I like that.
Extraction 2. Oh,
I hope you do that during the interview. So this is when New York City, did you say?
In New York City. And I'm also going to the Harvard Club.
Oh. Well.
Don't even. The Harvard Club.
I was going to ask if I could take you to Applebee's after the show.
I don't even know what the Harvard Club is, but I'm going there.
Well, that'll be fun to hear about.
Well, and I think it has something to do. You got to have some affiliation with Harvard.
Well,
Which I don't. I don't. I certainly don't. I think I bought those. Remember those Harvard notebooks they used to have?
That's the closest.
I think I had one of those.
That's good.
I was Harvard and Big Chief. I could go to the Harvard and Big Chief Club.
Exactly. I actually do have a good friend that's in Harvard, in medical school right now.
No, really.
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor Zabel in medical school in Harvard. Little shout out.
Well, good for Taylor.
Yeah.
Hey,
he's from rural Kansas and he's coming back, but he's in Harvard right now.
Let me tell you something about people in medicine. We need them. We got to have them.
Need a few good men and women.
Yeah. Yeah. And there are so many people applying for nursing school right now. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah. So I mean,
there's a shortage across the board. So keep them coming.
And I'm thinking of. What do you think of this?
the little pop I had in my headphones just then.
Well, that too. But what do you think of me driving a school bus?
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
I know.
Here's the thing. I've got a good friend that does that in Colorado. He does that for insurance.
Well, I'm not going to do it in Colorado.
For insurance, that's why he drives the school bus. Or it's not a school bus. He's doing like, he's in the forestry, whatever.
Okay, so
Tours.
that has nothing to do with what I just said.
Okay, I'm happy to jump right in there. School bus. You're going to drive a bus. What did you say? You did say you're going to drive a bus.
Thank you, Colorado. We'll be back here next time.
What did you say, Randy?
I'm thinking of driving a school bus around my area.
You should.
Why?
Why not? Here's the thing. When I was down at that wildlife refuge, I told him my dream was it was world of fun. I wanted to drive the tram. I wanted the microphone piece.
Sure.
And I'd be happy doing that. Well, they have a tram there. They have one in Branson. So I think as long as they gave you a headset, you would love the school bus.
Renee said at the wedding, she goes, do not hand him a microphone. Do not hand him a microphone. And I said, honey, I'm fine with a microphone. and she's like, you will go forever. And I said, I'm going to be fine.
Did you ever think to say, you know what, Renee, why don't I let you have the microphone tonight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'll happen. She did she was in charge of wrangling Charles C. and Gabriel's dog, Laszlo. So she was in charge of Laszlo. Yeah, he was the ring bearer.
Laszlo's kind of a celebrity, isn't he?
Kind
like
of.
Satchmo and Wags.
Yeah, kind of. He's got
slash.
his own Instagram kind of thing.
Well, as we wrap up this awesome show, congrats again.
Toast. A toast. I want to hear your toast. If Michael Seward had been invited to the wedding, which was an oversight.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, you ready?
Yes. What would your toast?
No, why were you just laughing?
Andy.
Andy, did you get an invitation too? May your coffin be made of 100-year oak.
This is why you
and may the seed of that tree be planted tomorrow. God bless you. I seriously did.
That was very personalized.
I seriously did end up with a friend at a wedding reception years back, and we were whatever. They were all doing toasts, and I did stand up. I knew nobody in the room than the person I was with, and I went on this long story. And the groom, his eyes kept getting bigger and bigger as I kept saying, I just want to talk about the great life we had together as kids. Right. And this spoiled brat, while I'm driving the big wheel, which I loved, he's got the green machine, that bad boy doing that.
Right.
Anyway, I just rambled. He was like, what the heck? And I was like, no, I just met him. Awesome guy, though. Super happy. So that might be why I didn't get an invitation.
That was pretty good.
Dilly, dilly.
Dilly, dilly. See you next time at RandyMillerRadio.com.
Woo!
RandyMillerRadio.com